because a dog owner across the pond says a pet accidentally ate marijuana while out for a walk and could have died. That's right. A pet owner is warning others after claiming his dog was hospitalized for consuming cannabis during a walk. That's right. Stephen Davidson said he was recently walking his 8-year-old West Highland Terrier named Oscar when he noticed the dog began to act strange. Davidson said that within a few hours of the dog walk in the town of Sheerness in Kent, England, Oscar became lethargic and stopped drinking water, according to SWNS. After rushing Oscar to an emergency veterinarian, doctors confirmed that he had somehow consumed marijuana, the British news agency reported. In a quote, "They put something down his throat to see if he would gag straight away, but he didn't. There was a delay," Davidson told SWNS. "That's when they said he'd been drugged." Symptoms of pet drug poisoning include vomiting, lethargy, abdominal pain, loss of appetite, excessive salivation, lack of coordination, and bloody urine, according to PetMD, a pet care information source. And Oscar stayed at the emergency vet overnight while getting an IV drip and charcoal medication, but Davidson said his pup easily could have died from dehydration, SWNS reported. Davidson said he is now close to $1,000 in vet bills, and he hopes that pet insurance will cover it. And he also wants to warn other pet owners of potential drug issue in the area. In a quote, "It's so bad in this town. People are just smoking it anywhere and then throw it on the ground," he told SWNS. Davidson said he will eventually return to his usual walking spot with Oscar, but not right away. "I just want people to be extra careful of what their dogs pick up and be aware of any dangers when walking them," he said. The People's Dispensary for Sick Animals, the PDSA, a veterinary charity based in the United Kingdom, is reportedly the place where Davidson took Oscar in his time of need. And Nina Downing, a nurse with the PDSA, told SWNS that dogs can easily ingest cannabis or any drug while on walks in the public. In a quote, "If you suspect your dog may have eaten some cannabis, it's a good idea to have them checked over by your vet as soon as possible, rather than waiting for symptoms to appear," she said. Well. This dog
what did that dog eat? Was it just a flower? Was it something growing on the street? Or was it... Because it's tough to get high from just eating flower.
I'm sure he ate a roach.
Well, hold on a second. I mean, I've seen dogs eat loose flower and them get super high, to where like some dogs really can't control their bowel movements and whatnot. And so I have seen this happen before. And I
listen, it does happen. I mean, like, dogs also have double the cannabinoid receptors that we have. So like even when you're dosing and giving like pet medication that's designed to be cannabinoid-based therapies for your pets, you want to make sure that you're dosing appropriately because they have such more sensitivity than we do to it. But I mean, my dog has eaten a cake pop, and that was a lot. It was like 300 milligrams. He is about 55 pounds, and we fixed it. You do have to keep them super hydrated. But I have CBD isolate around, so I dunked pizza crust in CBD isolate and fed that to him, and that kind of combated and brought him down a little more quickly. But, you know, you just kind of have to give him some love and make sure that they are super hydrated. I don't think his dog was going to die. Like, if you know your dog's, you know, peeing and pooping out of it's everywhere, then you should be keeping your dog hydrated. I've had a friend whose dog ate meth in a park in LA because LA, and that dog's fine too. So sometimes
that dog was
that's
up
barking
for a while,
bad,
right?
barking bad.
Yeah.
No, that's a different show. That's a different show. I mean, here's the thing, right? We live in Northern California, right below the Emerald Triangle. My partner for almost 20 years, she is in veterinary medicine, and the number of people who come in with dogs that have accidentally been overdosed with cannabis or dosed with cannabis is really, really high. And a lot of the people, especially prior to Proposition 64, were very reluctant to admit what they thought their dog may have gotten into. The thing that makes this a nothing burger for me is, I don't know if people know it, but dogs shouldn't eat grapes. Dogs can die if they eat chocolate.
Yep.
onions are very toxic.
Onions.
So in general, there are things that may be on the ground, on your kitchen floor, or in the street. Someone actually is eating a chocolate bar and they throw the remainder in a wrapper away. There are things your dog shouldn't eat out in public, probably includes cigarette butts. And so I'm not sure how this guy made his personal scary day into a PSA and public service announcing to us that his dog ate something the dog shouldn't have eaten. Part of being a dog owner is reaching in their mouth to discover what it is they have in there.
That's
because
right.
you can hear them chewing or crackling on anything. I mean, we reach in our dog's mouth when the dog doesn't have anything because we're like, what? You have something in there? What's going on over there? So yes, there is responsibility with being a pet owner, and it includes making sure that dogs don't eat random things off the street. And there are more dangerous things in cannabis, and we feel sorry for you. And that's that.
I mean,
I would anticipate.
But how
there's a
are they
GoFundMe
getting high
attached
on?
to this.
How are they getting high on THCA though? Because unless it's processed like a product, like a cake pop, like your dog ate,
what
right?
makes you think it was
Unless
THCA?
it's already decarboxylated, THCA.
What makes you think
high.
it was THCA? I'm telling you,
Well,
I
if
know
they're
exactly
eating
what
flour,
this is. I know
They
exactly.
can have a reaction from raw flour. I mean, we've seen it here. There's so much cannabis that's been grown in this area, and we've seen so many dogs come in that have gotten into people's stash and whatever. And so
I know.
I
know exactly
can't
what
tell
this
you on
is from. I know exactly
physiological
what this
level
is from.
why that works, but it happens.
I can tell you exactly what this all is from. Okay, you got a bunch of people just out smoking in the streets and whatnot, and then they throw their doobies on the ground, and this dog ate a few doobies off the ground, and that's pretty much what ended up happening. Okay, I've seen this happen. There was even actually a alleyway that I used to smoke in behind a dispensary, and the neighbors would always walk their dogs, and they asked me one time not to throw my roaches on the ground because their dogs ate them. And so I'm willing to bet
Well,
that
that's
what
fair.
it was.
That's fair.
I actually have a funny story about a dog. I'll try to make it really fast. So I was staying at my friend's house and it seemed,
Mhm.
and their
valley.
dog suddenly got sick, and my friend who I was staying with was like feuding with her neighbor. So she thought that the neighbor, poisoned the dog. So she went knocking door to door and asked if any other dogs in the neighborhood were poisoned because this idiot neighbor, right? So she found some other crazy lady down the street. She's like, yeah, my dog was poisoned too. So they called the news. The news came down and they did a whole story on dogs being poisoned in Encino neighborhood, right?
Mhm.
So they're calling me and they're telling me this whole thing. And I look in my bag and the dog, I was staying there and I was back in Vegas. And I looked in my bag and my brownie edible was missing. And the dog totally ate my edible, got really sick, went to the vet, and it was okay. But in the meantime, the news came out and did a story about some neighbor poisoning the dogs, and it wasn't even true. It was my
First
edible.
fake news.
It was just the bald guy from Vegas.
That's right.
Of course.
Exactly.
Damn it.
That's right. Professor Plum in the library with
With the brownie.
brownie.
And shout
Brownie,
out,
right.
we also have Millie in here, over here with Adam today. And Millie says in the chat, she says, maybe it ate that sparkle cat turds Matthew was talking about yesterday.
Awesome.
I don't know what that is.
Well, you missed that. The sparkle cat turds is what we're calling those packs with the THCA with the food coloring and everything all around.
Oh,
those
those
spray packs. Yeah, those are sparkle cat turds.
The
Oh
snowballs.
boy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the moral of the story is you just have to, if you have a dog, if you have a fur child or a human child, you just have to play the what the fuck's in your mouth game fairly,
And if
Put
you're
your
going to
shit
be
away.
fairly frequently.
if you're going to be a parent, remember that is training to be a parent, and you need to watch what they're doing at all times and be observant.
Yeah, take
shit
Be
on the
aware of your
top shelf.
surroundings.
Yeah,
That's why you don't have a dog, Jason. You said you were not ready for a dog, and I think that's a responsible decision.
100%.
Yeah, make sure you guys out there taking care of your fur babies and all the skin dogs out there.
Your
too.
actual babies.
You know what I'm
Your actual
saying?
babies.
Skin dogs is crazy.
All right, we're